Good evening, Central Indiana, and welcome to Porch Time live from JTH Construction Studio. Where tonight got Coach Brian Dugger in the house, head football coach of Martinsville. Real quick, let me get to my sponsors, then we'll go over to Coach. American Basement Solutions, 1-877-409-2837. Fathom Real Estate, 765-341-8911. Drink the Creek, Cedar Creek, this Saturday. I know they got two great bands. They have, no, I lost it. There we go. Thunderstruck, and you got to go see them. They're amazing. And the Classic Rock Experience, that begins at 5 p.m. Weather looks like it's going to be cooperating this weekend, so you got Cedar Creek and you got the race. I mean, what better?
Yep.
So, Thursday night, there's a concert downtown also in Martinsville. May 26th, that is Stella Luna and the Satellites. She is phenomenal. If you get a chance to see her, get down there. That's free. The one downtown is free.
Right in front of 21 North this year.
21 North, that is correct.
So you get the car show around the square.
You got the concert.
Got the concert going right there on Jefferson.
That'd be pretty nice.
It'll be fun. Blind Boys Lawn Care, 765-315-9656. Findhelp.org, that is Judge Williams' group. Get on there and look around if you need help, money, bills, all sorts of stuff. Wayman's Furniture Appliance Mattress, 765-342-4339. We will be doing a live remote from Wayman's here probably next week. Is that what we were talking about today, Corey? I think so.
We talked about that?
Yeah.
Oh, you sent a text. Yeah.
Well Springs, 765-346-6661. We texted about
I thought it was a Memorial Weekend special, so I thought he was wanting to get.
No, the dates were
okay.
Yeah,
next week.
Yeah,
my bad. Go ahead.
Stid's Comfort System, 765-346-0195. And last but not least, who's your web nerd? Get a hold of Steve, 317-640-4398. Feels like a Friday, but it's only Tuesday. Coach, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. I wish it was a Friday in August, to be honest with you.
Right. This Friday's a big day, though, too, isn't it?
Yeah, graduation. That'd be good. See those, get to say goodbye to those seniors from last year, but also end the school year and get us ready to go for the next year.
Football starts Saturday, doesn't it?
Basically, I give them Memorial Day weekend, and we start on Tuesday. We go Tuesday morning.
That's fantastic. I know you got some events coming up. First and foremost is your golf outing.
Yeah, that's big fundraiser for us is our Booster Club's golf outing, June 10th, Friday, 2:00 at the Martinsville Country Club. Sam takes really good care of us. This gives us a good deal, and it's a great, beautiful course. Ironically, one of my favorite courses I've ever played in the state. Right up there with Covered Bridge, and that are probably two of my favorite, in the state. But it's a great event. It's been good to us the last couple of years. I'd really like to see grow it a little bit. What I'd really like to see is to get some alumni, some guys who played back in the 80s, 90s, that type of stuff.
He's talking about us old guys.
Yeah. But that's what I'd like to see get involved in, and that's one thing that I've really wanted to try and amp up this coming year is kind of create some type of alumni, database or whatever you want to call it, to where we can kind of have some better communication for what we're doing with some of our alumni at our games and that type of stuff.
That'd be fun. I probably have contacts to a few of those individuals.
Yeah.
Some of them chime in here every now and then. We've had a few in studio on Sports Nuts with David and others, but we'll be all in on that if you. Is that June 10th?
Yes, June 10th, Friday. We try to do it on Friday. That way people can take half day, enjoy their, go in. Yeah, you go. That too. Go in the morning and get some work done, and then come play some golf in the afternoon. We'll feed you. We got food. Our Booster Club does a pitch in. Last year was barbecue. It was phenomenal. My brother-in-law went for like three different bats of it, so he was digging it. But it's a good time. Like I said, right now we have 11 teams. So last year, that's about 44 golfers basically. Last year we were up in the 60s, so we want to get that up the next couple weeks. I know there's a few foursomes that just haven't sent their stuff in yet. You know how that goes. They just kind of, I'm playing, but they haven't sent it in yet.
And they last minute.
Yeah. But I still like to get that number up a little bit. Sponsorships, we're doing pretty well, but we can never have enough of them. Right now we have 25 sponsors, so
Really?
we're doing pretty good. We have 4 corporate sponsors. You okay if I name them real quick? Not violating any of your stuff, am I? Okay.
Our violate us. We don't.
our 4 corporate sponsors: Shields Designs, Aramark, First Insurance Group, and LexisNexis. Those are the 4 that have been really, really good to us. And like I said, we got 21 other whole sponsors, and I know you guys are in there. A bunch of other people are in there.
I need to talk to the owner of Porch Time, see if we can't next year become a major sponsor.
Hey.
I got to get with him.
Yeah, it'd be a good person to chat with.
She controls the purse money.
Not me or you. It's Beth.
They took that money from me a long time ago, and they're like, "No, you're not doing that."
Is that a smart decision?
That was a wise decision. Here, Porch Time meeting at Brain Chills. All right, got
there
it
you
around.
go.
Can't do that.
Well, our team's got 85 and
85.
And Nolan's 18, so
Yeah.
we're good from the
At least, yeah. We got
old ones and.
Let me ask you this: what if we moved it till I know you're busy from
Yeah.
one to win, but if we could move it later in the summer, like a build up towards when's Red and Blue game?
August, that first Friday in August,
Friday night.
when that is.
You do August during the week before the Red and Blue game.
Yeah, that kickoff there at
And
the end of summer.
Have an alumni golf outing.
It's fun, so he purchased.
Oh, I know.
equipment
But I mean,
before
you
the
just got to
No, but
flip.
still, yeah, just kind of different approach. Yeah, I'm not opposed to chatting about that.
It'd be something to look into.
Yeah, it's
It's nice this time of year because we just did our golf outing and everybody runs June and July.
yeah.
And everybody tries to get in. We like to try to get in early, get out of the way.
Mhm.
But then in August, everybody's like, "Oh, nobody's doing any more golf outings. There's only a few." And you hit it with a alumni one.
It's a good idea. I'm
I'm
not
just-
opposed. Not
I'm just
opposed. I can
shooting
talk to my booster club moms. They're awesome. They do a phenomenal job, and they make my life very easy as far as.
Did the high school get a new bus, or was that specific for?
Yeah, those the district bought a new one.
Good.
It's an athletic bus, obviously, but it'll be used for other things.
Good. I didn't mean to throw you off there, but I know
No,
for a while that
absolutely.
was-
It's pretty cool. I've seen. I haven't got to see it in person, but I've seen pictures of it. I'm excited to get on that thing to head down to Bedford. I'll tell you that for sure. But it's the kids who've rode on it. They rode on it for track, and they said it was awesome. It's real cozy, and got some chargers and everything for them.
There
So
was nothing better than the Big Artie.
we had a good bus.
We had a good bus.
Yeah.
I mean, ours was so packed we had a lot of seniors and a lot of kids. Some of us had to sit on the floor. But going there, I didn't mind. Coming back or coming home, I didn't mind. I would lay down in between the aisles in the very back.
Yeah.
And that was my spot. As a senior, no one took your spot. You know
Uh-huh.
that. So that was my spot.
Yeah,
And
you were
I
set.
sleep the whole way home.
Yeah.
But that was the Big Artie was an awesome bus, and I saw they had gotten a new one. I was like, I hope the football team just use it.
Yeah, Dave Dorsett was real big in that. You know,
Good deal.
our girls basketball coach. He was all over that, and he's kind of. I think he does part of that for a living, is selling buses. So
Okay, so that worked out.
yeah, it worked out pretty well. Where he kind of got some contacts in there with the right people here in the district and the right people he knew, and it was they did a good job. Great design on it. And I'm glad it took place.
So let's talk football.
I'm in.
When talk us through the summer, if you would. I don't know if you guys do 7-on-7s or is that
We do a
start out
lot.
pretty quick?
Yeah, so we do a lot in the summer. So we'll go 3 days a week, basically all summer long. We try
They
to.
changed all the rules. now.
Yeah, it's a totally different approach. You know, like when I played in the late '90s, early 2000, it was you lifted 3 days a week, and that was about it.
August 5th or 6th.
Yeah, he did 2-a-days, all that stuff. You know, coaches would throw us a football and say, "Hey, go throw,"
Yeah.
but they couldn't go out in the field with us. So that
Right.
was that type of stuff. But no, it's totally different. We get pretty much we get 12 padded practices and throughout the summer.
Wow.
So we can go 12 days with top pads, pro pads, shoulder pads, and helmets. And then you can be on the field pretty much as you want, as long as you're not wearing the pads that
Really?
don't count. It's all thud, meaning you can't go to the ground. So it's all, we can do live contact. You just can't go to the ground. You know,
Right.
it's just kind of thud up. Kind of like you'd see it like an NFL
I was gonna say
practice.
like an OTA,
yeah,
something like
exactly,
that, yeah.
exactly. So, we try to pinpoint those 12 days and where we want to be the most, successful with them. And you get 5 competitions as well. So you can compete against other schools and kind of do some controlled scrimmages, if you will.
Say same principles, no.
Yep,
no
yep. Just can't go to the ground. So we're going to participate in the IU 7-on-7. That's one we're going to do in June. Some really good competition. We got invited to go to there, and it was pretty cool. Some of the teams will go against Warren, Lawrence Central, Lawrence North. I think Carmel's in it. So some good opportunities there for that. And then we've got a scrimmage against Indian Creek. Coach Gillen's going over there and reached out to not the older Coach Gillen, the younger. You make sure we clarify that. I don't want any news breaking on here.
Right. He's still at Mooresville.
Yeah, he's still at Mooresville. Still a really good coach too. But we'll do a thing with Casey and Indian Creek one night, and then we've got a one with we had one last year with Danville. Do it again. That's a great one for us. They've been a 3A premier team for the last couple of years. Coach Comer does a phenomenal job, and it's been good back and forth a little bit with us. We've got a 4-way scrimmage with Beech Grove, Southport, and Muncie Central. So that should be a pretty good one up at Beech Grove. And then we've got another 4-way here at our place to end the summer, kind of our end of summer one with Lebanon, Monrovia, and Heritage Christian. So kind of seen a little bit of everything this summer and kind of get after a little bit.
Lots of different teams coming in.
Yeah.
Now, when you guys do the scrimmage, is it walk through, talk through for both sides?
It's a lot of coaching on the fly.
Yeah.
That's you kind of make sure the kids understand that. It's funny. I think every coach says the same thing wherever you go. Nobody's going to win or lose a game today, or no one's going to win a game today, but you can lose a game today.
Sure.
Somebody doing something stupid, and,
sure.
A receiver going up for a ball and a DB just lighting him up for no reason. I mean, it's really fun on Friday night, but in the middle of June, it's kind of isn't necessary.
Nobody wants to get hit like that.
So. It is, you're installing your stuff. We usually start out 7-on-7 a little bit and then do some team and just kind of go back and forth, offense, defense. And
do the teams intermingle and is it, or do you know what I mean? Or is it separated and you?
For the most part, it's separated, but the kids still talk, and they can, like when our like I said, Danville was really good for us last year because when our kids were when our offense was out there, our defense was chatting with their offense type thing, just kind of hanging out, just that's being kids. So
you can't avoid that. That's good though.
No, it was really good. Those they were good kids, and they were having fun and. Kind of made a little competitive spirit, a little trash talk here and there, but nothing across the line. It was just good stuff.
Gotta like that. Mm-hmm. Like the trash talk.
Yeah.
So you get through the June, July.
Mm-hmm.
When do we slap the pads on and start knocking heads?
Well, so we are. So the first week of August is when we can do it, but the last week of July is important for me and our program. You guys probably heard about this last year, and you probably like it a little bit. But we do our captains workouts the last weekend of July. It's kind of our end of summer thing, basically where we kind of give a workout. Kind of hold it up and say who wants it, and then the kind of start to see who our captains are going to be through that. You know what I mean? They run
Coach, that's fair time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on.
But it's also hill time. We go over to the park and we ran the hill 3 straight nights, and the kids,
I remember seeing them show up later on the fair, and they were dying.
It's funny is they talked about it. Like they were all real excited about it because they'd heard the urban legend. You know what I mean? Of running the hill and everything. All the stuff that they did, and then when they did it, they kept talking about like we're a part of it now. We're a part of it. We've done something that they did. So they were really really into it. So that was pretty cool. And as far as that goes, and we were able to get the swimming pool at the end of the night for the last one. Let the kids hang out. So kind of I remember we had a couple. We had a couple on the hill. We did have a couple on the hill this year.
If you ain't puking, you're not doing it.
But then August is where it starts. We go and first week is kind of it's real structured. It's kind of weird. You can have helmets and shoulder pads on for 12 times in the summer, but then that first practice you can only have helmets on. I don't know why the IHSA does it the way they do it, but they make the rules and I just follow them type thing. Right. So, but then then you can go a couple days with helmet, shoulder pads, and then the fourth day you can do pants and actually go to the ground a little bit. So. Okay. we'll
kind of walk you into it.
Yep, kind of slowly ease it into it. But like I said, as much as we do in the summer, makes you wonder how much we need to. I mean, that's kind of a dated rule in my opinion.
But there is no shape. There is nothing you can do to simulate football.
No.
What do you call it? Football shape.
Yeah.
Until you get your joints knocked.
Oh yeah.
Snot out of your
It's
nose
a different.
for the first time.
It's a different feeling, and that's, we try not to kill the guys and beat on them too much when we go live with the full pads on, just because I'm a firm believer in getting my best players to Friday night. You know what I mean? I don't need somebody getting hurt on a Thursday, but you also got to coach it a little bit too. If you don't coach it,
should have probably ran it more than what you did.
if you don't coach it, then you're gonna, we're not very good at tackling, or we're not really good at this. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. You got to do enough of it, but you can't do too much of it.
Right?
Because you got to get your best guys to Friday night, and then. But we'll conclude that week with our red-blue scrimmage, which has been fun for us. Get the little kids out there, get our kids out there.
It's good to see Martinsville Junior Football League coming back in the picture.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I think it's a must. I mean, you saw some of the interviews with some of the individuals Dean had in here, and to a person, how they got their football.
Yeah.
Junior League football.
Start from the bottom.
Yeah.
Build a foundation.
Football, whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean,
I think we got away from that in this town for a while.
I was excited to see that, when I first got here, they told us we had 130 some kids in the league or something like that, and then this last year we had 240 or something. The fact that our numbers almost doubled is just tremendous. So
that's awesome.
Hats off to John Martin and those guys with the board. All the work they did. And I just, again, I talked about my quarterback, or excuse me, my booster club moms making my life easy. Those guys make my life easy. They helped me get on the board. That was one of my big things. I wanted to be on the board with the youth league, but I didn't want to run the league. I don't think that's not good for anybody. I think I need to be kind of an overseer / a part of it.
Input where it's
needed. Yes, and that you got
your hands full enough.
Yeah, and it's good to have good people that do that, and I can trust, and they can reach out and say, hey, this is. I mean, they have no problems, doing that for me. So that's awesome.
That's good. Build the base, and then the results will show up.
We're hoping.
Forward.
We're hoping.
So you get into August, red and blue game, which is always fun. We won't have basket bingo all forwards at night because I always normally end up calling bingo at the 4-H building. Or something. That's later on the year, homecoming maybe. I'm getting mixed up. First game, where you at? We're at
Bedford. So after the red blue game, we have our Columbus East scrimmage, which is the IHSA controlled scrimmage. Which is, unfortunately, think of it as kind of like your final preseason game in the NFL. Really, you're going to get your guys out there for a few plays. Don't get hurt because the real thing happens next week. That's what it's become, unfortunately. So you don't want to show anything on film. You're real base, that type of stuff. Or when I played, we were out there. We were out there the whole time, and then we were running our offense. That was our first chance to hit somebody. I'll never forget being at Franklin Central and going to the Hamilton Southeastern scrimmage. Like, that was a big deal for us. We wanted to win the scrimmage. And now it's just kind of like it's a totally different philosophy with everything. But we head down to Bedford the week after that. I think it's the 20th or the 19th or something. It's that third Friday in August. And, I'm excited. We got a good group, and I like where we're going.
I mean, you think about it, that's only 3 months,
I know.
Less than 3 months, 4 months away.
I think the board in the weight room today said 87 days or something like that. It's 86. I can't remember what it said, but it was somewhere in the 80s. I know my memory gets.
How are we looking this year? Offense and defense.
I like where we're at. I really do. We've got on offense. I think we got a chance to be pretty damn good.
Right.
We've averaged over 30 points a game last couple of years, and we've got. I think I did the math there. I think we have four 3-year starters that are going to be. They've been started as sophomores, and then we've got some young kids that have developed. Offensively, we return pretty much. Losing Mabry's going to hurt. Chase was a big part of our offense, obviously, but we've got enough pieces that I think we can replace him. Maybe not as one person, but as a unit.
That may work out better.
Yeah, it could. You're right. Absolutely. In the long run. But offensive line, we lose two pretty good ones. We had two good tackles last year, but I like the two guys who are going to take their place. They both played for us last year. One was a guard that we're going to move out to tackle. And then the other one was like our sixth man. So he played like all five spots last year. And I think he's got a chance. Nate Long had a really good sophomore year.
We're going to hit on blocking for a minute because in my day we had to dig our hand in the ground and go out and move people. Nowadays it's just turn them one way or another.
Yeah, position block, huh? It's different. It's different. The zone blocking's a lot different than some of the stuff that when I played. I'm sure the same when you play. It was a lot of more man schemes where we're going to down block, try and destroy this guy, kick out another guy, get to the next level, and we do some man blocking stuff. But a lot of our base stuff really is on the idea of. Well, he needs to. That's a good sized kid. We need to send him my way. We'll chat. But there you
go, Mac.
But with a lot of the RPOs that we do, you don't want your lineman getting downfield so far. And it's kind of a different, right? So if you got a guy down blocking and climbing to the next level, he's 3 or 4 yards down the field. Which
for those of you that don't follow football that are on here, RPO is run pass option, and that's ran NFL, college, high school. And I don't even know if they do it in junior league anymore now, do they?
No, it's not in our playbooks. I'm sure some of the coaches are trying it, but it's not in the Coach Dugger issued playbook down there. But I did say they could have some freedom on some stuff that they wanted, so I'm sure a couple of them are trying it. Which
put it in.
That's right. Give it a shot. Why not? No, it's just a different philosophy, if you will. Our run game, everything in our run game is an RPO. We don't have a true run. I can tag it where it says, "Hey, this is what we're doing it." But most of our everything in our run game is built off of an RPO. So awesome. Just to kind of make sure that all 11 guys on defense have to account for all of us, just so that outside, our outside X or Y isn't just out there blocking. You got to prep for him getting the ball. So that's just kind of what
puts a lot of pressure.
It does. It makes him have to kind of a lot of preparation, and makes him stay honest a lot of times.
That was the one thing when we started doing games. I'm watching the offensive line. I'm waiting for them all to fire off and seeing the guards or the tackles, whoever's going to pick up the backers, and like they didn't, not 3 feet downfield. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And it took a minute. Wait, they can go either or here, so they can't be down. But they've been trained that when we were been trained since junior league football to you got to get downfield and get that linebacker. Don't run at him. Run over here. Flo's going to go that way.
And it has its negatives. There are times where we'll break it down the film on a Saturday or Sunday. Watching it afterwards, and man, we're not firing off the ball very well. We're not really. We still got to change the line of scrimmage a little bit. We still got, but it's also at the same time, like you said, it's not being drilled like we go.
First time you catch lineman 10 yards downfield on a 50-yard pass, you're like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, Coach Dilly, our offensive line coach, he's always begging them. He's like, "Get a flag, get a flag." Because then I know you're being aggressive. I know you're trying to drive your guy down the field. And he said, I'll deal with Coach Dugger.
We can talk lineman all day. Yeah. I enjoy that. He's more on the defense with Nolan was offense.
Nolan was offense.
That's right. Yeah. Defensively, how we looking?
I like our defense. We're going to be young. It's gonna. We got we lose some key pieces. Obviously, Weston, 4-year starter.
Leland back or Poppy.
Poppy's back. Poppy's back.
I know he got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt there in the sectional game, unfortunately, against was it South Dearborn? I think he got hurt in that game real early. Yeah. Weston's just a phenomenal player, phenomenal kid. We'll miss him. You can't really replace him. The reason why he's All-State, he's playing in the All-Star game, he's going to Dayton. He's pretty good. Riddick Bolton was another kid that was just a mainstay, and we had a couple really good D linemen as well last year. And but we got some guys that I think are that are young and going to be really, really good. In our secondary, like I said, we returned Logan. Logan, I think at one point in time last year. Oh yeah, 100%. Yep, I'm there. He, at one point in time, he was leading the state in interceptions. So, he's a kid that he's really, really good football player. He's a kid we're going to try and get on offense a little bit too, just because he's a natural playmaker. But he'll do a really good job back there for us, kind of being the veteran. And it's weird to say a veteran as a junior, but that's what he's going to be. For us back there. But, the one thing I like about what our defense is doing is we're going to be young, but I think we're going to be talented, which may not show early. Sometimes early that you take your lumps a little bit. Sure. But the learning happens, and I think as this season progresses, I think that we could have a pretty good defense when it's all said and done. Yeah. So kind of prepped our offense. Early on we may have to win some shootouts. Let's go. It's nothing wrong with that. I've been a part of a bunch of them, so I got no problem with it.
Hey, a W is a W.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, we were 8-1 or 9-2. They don't say, well, you won 9 shootouts.
Yeah. When I was at Southport, they tell me, oh, you guys are winning games 42-. I don't care. It's fun.
Right. Keep people in the stands.
That's right. It's fun. Scoring 40 and 50. It's always a fun thing.
That's phenomenal. Looking forward to the season. We're going to get out there. Last year we did only home games. We're going to have our coach time get together and sit down and see what we're going to do. But certainly want to do the home games again, and we enjoy that. To me, we're still small town Martinsville. If we can push that out to people, you got people from here living all over the country, all over the world, and we like being able to do that, and we enjoy see the gold pants every now and then. And it's just that atmosphere.
Well, it's just awesome. With it's funny. I met the new principal the other night. That's coming in,
Mr. Bell.
Mr. Bell.
I'll speak on him in a minute.
Yeah, but the first thing he says to me. We're wearing gold pants, right? So just tell you where you're at. You know what I
mean? I'll do this now.
Yeah.
Jeff Bell and I, and Brad Fields and Chris Sheets and Craig Smith had a little group. We ran around together and we all graduated, played ball together. Our freshman year, we were very good. I think we had 7 or 8 shutouts. About 40 up each. Basically the same team that went on and got beat in the Final Four. Okay. Same guys that you mentioned, a lot of others.
Yeah.
But Jeff was our quarterback. Elliot ended up taking over as quarterback and then got moved to tight end as they put Todd in at quarterback, which I never could understand. I say that now. Johnny would have been our quarterback. But Jeff was our quarterback, could sling it all over the field as a freshman. We're at South. And we ended up beating them 20. But they had a pretty big defensive tackle. Line up either head up on Craig or in a one between me and him. So trade off who'd get him. Well, this kid busts through on a busted play, falls on Bell and breaks his wrist. So he's done for the year. Things happen where that guy beat him to the hospital with a broken ankle. I'm just saying. If you ask Jeff that, he will remember that.
I will have to ask you that one.
Things happen, and you hurt our quarterback.
Yeah.
And they, at that point in time, it was a bigger rivalry.
Yeah.
And especially during that era, we were good, and they were trying to be good, and we were putting it to them pretty good. This was after they had laid the lumber to us for about 15 years. 70 to nothing or whatever the game was. And we let him have it that night. Jeff broke his wrist. That guy gets a broken ankle. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but Jeff didn't play quarterback anymore after that. And good guy, hell of a basketball player, heck of a football player throughout his life. And just his dad was the principal at East Middle.
Yeah.
Bell Academy or whatever it is now.
Yeah.
And Craig's dad was the principal at Smith Elementary.
Oh, okay.
That's where that comes from. So I was in there with them all, and then I seen that, and I was like, Jeff's back, because he'd been at Terre Haute forever.
Yeah, what's the school out there? It's not one of the Terre Hautes. It's was it Clay or
probably
one of those? I think one of those smaller schools out there. But
there you go.
Yeah.
She's a sponsor of the show, so I have to be happy. Now.
Yeah. Still give a like.
Right. Hi,
but
Teresa. Hi, dear love.
yeah.
There's
But
no purple in here, though. You notice that.
you sound like Coach Dilly now.
Right.
That's the first thing he ever said to me. You're not allowed to wear purple ever again.
Nope.
So,
We don't do purple.
But Clay County, yeah, thank you. That's right. Yep.
But Jeff is a solid man. Loved his mom and dad. Grew up with them. Spent thousands of days together with that bunch.
Yep.
And happy to see him in there. And I can hear him telling you, asking you.
That's the first thing. I mean, literally, I met him at the school board meeting the other night, and he shook my hand, and said, "Hey, how you doing, Coach?" And we're still wearing gold pants. That first thing he said to me. I said, "All right, we got the right guy."
He's an 85er.
We got the right guy. I was excited when he said that. So
There's been a lot of changes over at the full corporation school board, and I think we're heading. My own nothing to do with him. This is me. I think it's moving in the right direction. I'm glad to see it. And I hopefully the community will get behind the football team and start supporting it the way they do. Got Junior football back involved, and I think you're on the right track. And good for our community. That's all we're trying to do. See, it's coming to. Sorry, we're going off air now. So.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you guys, doing our games. Like I said, I told you before we got on air, I actually enjoyed listening to you guys as I was driving back and forth to work, and throughout the week, and listening to your guys' take on the game. And I know you didn't like those new blue jerseys. They were tough for you to see. Those.
You got them back this year?
Yeah, they're brand new. But once we got the red ones, we wore the red ones for the South Dearborn game.
Yes.
So that's going to kind of become.
Forgot about that. I mean, I'm like Corey. Go, what the hell was that? I don't know. I will promise you that.
We're old, so our eyesight's not as great anymore.
What was funny thing was
we were like, is that fun?
up there in the press box, that center window where our focus is for 3 or 4 years, it looked like a dinosaur had come up and took a dump on that glass, and it just was nasty. You couldn't see out of it. Yeah. And so I happened to say something to Kip. I said, I think Porchheim's going to do a fundraiser to get that glass replaced. 3 months later, that glass was replaced. Yeah. And now it's crystal clear. And the other one, like, what the heck?
It's perfect.
So,
that's awesome.
But we just couldn't see those numbers. But I will promise you this. You'll have the biggest homers up there in the booth for Martinsville, because that's who we're there to root for.
No, I know.
And we usually get looks.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
From
back row.
normally every now and then there's a guy from the state in there announcing the game, and somebody from out of town maybe, and you got the Rewind kids down there. He's got them busting their butt, and then radio, and then Phil and them. We'll say something, and Phil will look at us and smile, and I'm like, Phil, you know me. We're rooting.
This is what we do. This is what we do.
We're gonna root for the gold down there. So.
Well, I got a little surprise for the first home game. Our new tunnel coming out. It's going to be pretty impressive. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of it yet or not.
I've not.
It's
no more helmet.
The blue helmet is retired.
It's been around for a while.
Can we get that put out here?
Right here in front.
Right here.
It was a little 20-some years of mold and sweat and nastiness. So we upgraded our booster club. To talk about the golf outing earlier, but they do a lot of really good things for us, and we got ourselves a 25-foot well that we're going to come out of now.
Really?
So, it's pretty cool. It's unique. It's unique. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was one of the things we started. We were kind of looking at it, and it's like everybody's got a helmet that they run out of. Who's got a well? Who's got a well? I mean, that's us. That's us. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited. The kids, I've shown a couple of the kids. They really like it, and we had it out for. We did a incoming freshman like recruiting day, where we had them come in. Put jerseys on. Our leadership council gave them a tour of the building and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
We had the cheerleaders and the big new blow up out for them as they were coming in. So it was pretty good stuff.
Selling it.
Yep. That's what we're trying to do. Yep.
Let me ask you this: moving ahead, these kids that are going into college now, and I don't know if it's affecting college football as much, but the college basketball, free agency pretty much.
Yeah.
Is recruiting changed?
I mean, as far as like high school kids, it has. What I've noticed is maybe not so much the Division I kids, but those kids that are like borderline kids, those Division I AA's, those Division II kids, you're seeing less of those guys be a part of the high school part of it. And what I mean by that is what they're waiting for are those Division I kids that are leaving because they weren't playing at IU or playing at Ball State or playing wherever.
Yeah, it's automatic recruitment.
And now they're going, well, now I'm not playing there. I can go play at Indiana State. I can go play at UIndy. I can go play wherever and actually get on the field. So
the thing is, if you're good, there's going to be a videotape of you somewhere.
Yep.
So it don't matter what level you play at, pretty much, to an extent.
Yeah.
And if you're not on the field, like you said, I'll go down and play for Butler, or I'll go play for Marion.
Yeah. And my former quarterback at Southport, he was up at Ball State. He got his degree in two and a half years or something like that. Just unbelievable. So he was wanting to do his master's, and he just transferred to Butler to play football there. His grandpa played at Butler, and he wants to. There's whatever master's program they've got there at Butler he really wants to do, but they used, because he didn't play at Ball State, he was just a backup quarterback for a couple of years. They went back to his high school film for recruiting, like you said. Like, they're pulling up old film just to watch him.
Yeah, so they'll find you.
Yeah, they'll find something.
That's I was curious how if it affected it all. And I can see that in the future, just like you said. Why go recruit when you can nitpick the low hanging fruit from these schools? Yeah,
I'm not trying to throw those coaches under the bus by any means. They're playing the game with that's been dealt to them. So
yeah, your eighth guy on the bench at Nebraska is going to be the best guy off the bench anywhere else.
Yeah, that shooting. Yep.
I agree, Colton.
Yep.
Prayers for that. June 10th, golf outing. Guys, they've always got room for sponsors, and they need teams. You got 11 right now?
Yep, 11 teams. Like I said, I'm sure we're closer to probably, somewhere 15 to somewhere in that ballpark.
Gotta get at least 18.
Yeah, that's what we're wanting. We're wanting to. I'd love to double it up. You know what I mean? Have them, get the max that the course will allow us to get, type thing. But
we pushed as hard as we could, and we ended up with 28 or 30 teams.
Yeah,
at ours.
That's awesome.
But we rode that for months.
Yeah.
Lots of this and emails. So
yeah.
But hopefully, some of the guys that played in our tournament is on here.
Yeah.
Jump on there. Get a hold of me or message Coach Dugger. We can make it happen. Poor Son's going to have a team in it like we did last year.
Come play it.
We're horrible.
One of the best.
It is. It is.
I love it.
It is.
All around. I mean, it's.
When we had him in here and Dean was talking to him, the knowledge. Well, he made that course. Round of his bare hands.
Yeah.
Every tree, every corner, he knew it all. And you're just like, wow. But you don't realize. First of all, Sam was an excellent golfer. Second, he ran around with Byron Nelson, and then third, what he's done for that corner of the world right there for Martinsville is just amazing.
It was. I had a pleasure last year just sitting down talking to him while we were waiting for the thing to start last year, and just him and his wife, their stories, and it was fun. And I was like, does this have to end? We got to start this event. I could keep listening to this guy talk for a long time. And,
he's one of those individuals that captivates you with
his first words. Absolutely. And I was really glad to see that Interstate 69 didn't really mess with the hole 2 there, right there, where they were worried about. I know they were talking about they might lose a little bit of that, but didn't really do much. So that's awesome. It's still.
We had him in here. I get home 6 o'clock, and I normally fly through, try to fix whatever this is, change my shirt, and come in here. And when I did something in the kitchen, I kind of leaned, because you got to lean back from here to look down here. I see a shoe, and I was like, well, that's for your Dean, because nobody's just going to walk in, because I forgot I had that unlocked. So I jack around. Who the hell's down there? I can walk down there. There's Sam sitting in a chair. He goes, hi, Kevin.
Ready to go. I love it.
Yeah, guys, it's hard not to like him.
Yeah, he's a really good guy. Like I said, they've done a good job. They take good care of us there for that outing, and they could probably charge us double what they charge us if they wanted to, but they're good people. So
I'm thinking I need to get some gold sweats or something. Maybe not this year, but for next year, wear gold pants out there just to set the tone.
Wear gold shorts.
Get gold
sweatpants.
I'd have to go the '80s gold shorts that are.
Get some of those old bike ones. Yeah, there you go. The old coaching bike ones.
Kicked out too.
Squeeze into an old jersey.
There you go.
I don't know where mine's are at, but the old red, the white shirts I didn't care for as much, but the old red with UCLA sleeves or shoulders, those classic to me. We've gotten close a couple times. I like that, but if I could ever dig that out, I don't know if it's here.
that was one of the things when I sat down with Coach Staggs and we were kind of going through looking for different jersey designs. We wanted to bring back the old, honor the old, but also bring in some new.
Sure.
Kind of do that type of way of thinking. And that was, we wanted to try and get the stripes on the shoulders. Yeah. We wanted to try and do different things.
Well, your new principal right off the bat.
I know, he's all over it. I love it. I love it.
He asks.
It's trying to meet a guy you haven't met before, and whenever you're the football coach, you want to make sure that your administration is, they're on board. You know what I mean? They're supporting you, and when
these are the people that are going to help you grow.
Yeah, exactly. Are they gonna be, I don't want to say a detriment to you, or are they going to help you
right.
grow a little bit here? And the thing I really like is that's the first question he asks, and I'm thinking, okay, this is this is a good situation here. I like this.
Jeff's a class act, and look forward to it, and I'll get a hold of him. I'm just going to message him.
Tell some stories that he doesn't want told. No, I'm just kidding.
Off air. That's at Port Simon night. That's after hours.
Fair enough.
So June 10th, get a hold of Coach, get a hold of myself. They still need plenty of teams, and they'll take sponsors. All this goes to the booster program for the football team, and it helps them do picnics and buses and tunnels and jerseys, and it's not cheap.
No, we take the kids. We do a lot of stuff for the kids. Just get some of our stuff this summer. We're going to take the kids to see a movie again. We're going to take the kids, seniors and coaches are going to do a float trip down a river for a while. And awesome. We're going to do, our pregame meals, tunnels, jerseys, all those things you talked about.
Yep. How you handling the meals this year? Are they hitting the restaurants or doing? I know that's always seems like a point of
a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Try and do some pitch-ins, try and do some donations from restaurants, or at least some reasonable deals.
Sure.
I can't remember who it was last year. I don't want to say the wrong name, so I just won't say it. But one of the pizza places in town gave us 2 huge buckets of spaghetti, and it was awesome. Oh. Like just awesome. You know what I mean?
We should have got a call that.
but it was awesome. And I don't want to say the wrong one and throw someone up there. So,
that's awesome.
We, it's all the money that they raise, it goes to the kids. Like that's the thing. We buy them T-shirts in the summer. We buy them, there's all sorts of things that money can go towards. And the fact that I don't have to, call someone and say, hey, I need $500 for this.
Right.
The fact that my booster club, they've taken care of it. And, those moms are a godsend. They have been. I think about as far as since I've been here. Deidre Tomlinson's been unbelievable from the beginning.
Right.
And this group of parents, Stephanie Atkins and Veronica Skaggs and Courtney Van Deveter, and try not to miss anybody because I'm gonna miss somebody. But Julie High, you know what I mean? Yeah, they'll remind me when I forget. Yeah. They're phenomenal. Year in, year out, they just do a great job.
It's not cheap to do. It has to be done at a high school level, at any level.
Yeah.
And people, I think a lot of people don't understand that. And the thing is this: if you look at it as a business, you want your high school football team to create revenue, which flows down to the school. And I'm just talking economics there, right? Because that helps when your programs are healthy and putting butts in the seats. That trickles down to every program, and it helps the community. It helps kids that don't even care about football, but you're just on down the line, and it's needed.
No, it's a big part of what you said. It's a lifeline for the schools. I mean,
and the colleges is the same way. Don't let them fool you.
No.
All of them are the same way.
Yeah.
They want every football team to do well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what they're in the college level. They say there's only 2 green sports. Everything else is in the red, and it's football and basketball, unfortunately. And not to talk down to those other programs or anything, because they're important, and I want our kids to be involved in them, and I love supporting them. But like you said, it's really important that the football team is winning and doing things, because it's really good for a school culture, really good for a school.
And it's not necessarily winning; it's just doing it right. Staying connected to the community. I don't think anybody expects anymore go out there and go 10-0 every year. Stuff like that. But I mean, obviously, you're involved in the community. You're staying connected with the alumni and keeping the thing. Generally, football, That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Why I think you're on the right path.
Well, I appreciate that, and we're trying. I'll
Get
tell you
to
that.
move down here from.
Up north, got to get my wife a new job. She's still teaching in Perry Township, so we're about halfway for each of us. We each drive about 20 minutes, so it's not bad.
Well, you're getting ready to. You might have to start driving country roads once they start really tearing up. Are they done almost up that way?
So they're up to 144. So everything from 144 is pretty nice. Up from 144 north of that is it's
Go Navy, Lindsay.
it's pretty rough up there, but.
There you go. There's Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, up north of that's bad.
Yeah.
And see, for years, when we were growing up, in 85, you would just jump on 37 and run up to Valley, and there was nothing between Greenwood. You go chips. Don't order any food, but you got the chips also.
Oh, yeah.
Went and hung in the mall, maybe saw a movie, home. And as I got older, I found this road called Olive Branch. It's the most best way ever to go to Greenwood, and now you can't even get there.
No.
It's just heartbreaking to me.
It's
I miss
closed.
Olive Branch. So,
Olive Branch Road. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
that's a quick way in for me.
I miss Chi-Chi.
It's the best.
I will tell you. That's the road I take is Olive Branch.
Is it?
I hit Olive Branch, but right when I get to 69 now, 37, whatever you want to call it at that point, I have to turn left on the access and wind all the way down
to 144.
Yep.
Oh, that breaks.
Yeah. But it's
You can
there.
still get to it, right?
You can still get to it. It's what I take every day right now.
So you're saying there's a chance.
They're saying there's a chance. There's all that 1 in a million talk.
June 10th is golf outing, folks. I know we had a bunch of people support us, and I'm asking you to support Coach and the football team. They need some sponsors. They need a bunch of players. They're about 8 to 10 teams away from where they need to be. But I bet you if you could put 60 teams out there, he'd take them, and Sam would figure it out one way or another. So.
I think you're right.
Coach, looking forward to the season. Always appreciate you coming in, and can't wait to be in the booth and see the artists.
I'm excited you guys are back involved. It's been fun. We need to get the kids out here and again get that.
I know we need to build a little rapport with the kids because that young man right there, Hunter Stout, used to be on a program we'd have every Saturday morning called Hogs in the Trough, and I could get
4 offensive linemen come in.
Well, 3 offensive linemen and 1 defense.
Oh yeah, Byron was defense.
And off camera, they're talking about Xbox and football and this. The minute the camera came on, how was the game? Good.
We played well.
Yeah. Hunter, how'd you do?
Start doing that. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Right. Then the minute the camera goes off, well, there's this one play. This guy was home, and I wanted to hit him in the mouth. Dude, that's what we want.
Yeah, that's the stick of this. Yeah. So. I'd love to get it going. I love to get those guys opportunities. That's one thing I love about Martinsville is it's the school is the community, if that makes sense. Everything revolves around the 100%. High school, and that's what I love about it. If you go, coaching up in Indy for however many years that I was there, it's not that way. You know what I mean? There's so much for everybody to do up there, and not bashing my time up there, but I loved it. But
sure.
It's just so fun that everything revolves around us, if that makes sense, at the high school.
Caught up in the big city, everything else is going on.
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
It's a little slower.
And opportunities like this are the fact that we have a show like this, and there's I know the other people that you guys don't like talk about the best, but they have our kids on the radio too, and
sure.
It's great opportunities for our kids that that most of them are never going to get to experience again, but it's just huge stories that they'll have for the rest of their life. So
I always say this about anything, and we've had the chess team in and J2 and on down the line. I had good parents growing up, and I don't know if football either way would have saved me from doing something bad. But there's a lot of kids, especially nowadays, if you don't give them that avenue, whether it be music or chess or reading club or whatever, football, they're going to end up falling through the cracks.
Yep.
And nowadays, it doesn't end well.
Yep.
And the football, for a lot of kids, it keeps them in a structured environment, and it teaches them commitment, and it's just good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them as they get older in life too.
The guy I started working for, Coach Peebles, who's now at Cathedral High School. He's a head coach at Southport. When I got hired, he used to always say we have a lot of kids on this team that need football more than football needs them.
100%. 100%. Coach Moore said that. Other guy, what's the other from Roncalli? He said all of them.
Cyphers, yeah.
All of them said that. Yeah.
And they need football more than football needs them.
Yeah.
That's one of those quotes that I'll never forget, because it's like, you know what? I look at my roster and I'm like, You know, there's some of these kids that if they weren't a part of the football team, what would they be doing? Not that they're bad kids. It's just,
but I mean, there's so many. They're getting pulled so many ways nowadays.
Yes.
Back in the old day, when I got home with Grassy Fork, I was going to go hunting or fishing. There was no Xbox. There wasn't nobody yelling at me on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever.
Yep.
Nowadays, it's pulled from so many different directions, and it's kind of scary.
It is.
But Coach, we appreciate you. Good luck to you. We'll see you out there on the 10th. Don't watch the golf game. We do this better when we play golf, and we don't do very well at this.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I don't judge my coaching based off my golf game.
Right. I will bring my foot wedge.
You'll
I
be
promise you that.
Yep.
Forward quite a bit from our group.
Right. We'll have a good time with it. Again, get a hold of me or Coach if you want to get involved. Support the team at the golf outing June 10th. If you can't do that, Red and Blue game's coming up. Look forward to the season, Coach. Thank you for coming in. Corey, you got anything you want to add?
Good.
For Hunter's sake, Coach?
He's not shy anymore, though.
Right, no.
He's our opening bidder. During
Right, for all the rocks. Coach, got anything else?
No, I appreciate you guys. Like I said, all you do, and go Artesians.
I was going to say, in honor of Hunter, go Arties. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Get a hold of me, myself, the coach, if you want to get involved. And we will see you. I don't think I don't know. I'll have to check the schedule.
You just show up.
Right. You guys have a good night. Love you. We'll see you soon.